It just reminded me of how people were jubilating when Abacha had died.
When that was a real party, guys, on the street. Because there are people that their career growth plan is friendships. That's how they plan to grow. So they get into a place that the first thing they're asking is, when is your guy's birthday? That's their strategy.
Yeah.
Is that friendship?
Being in discipline. I mean, during work hours, you're gisting. One or two chit chat here and there, and you're working. But that you just leave work and you're gisting, and you focus. You're missing deadlines. No, that.
There's a generation now that deletes Teams on Friday and installs it on Monday. A generation that blocks everybody in the office on Thursday night and unblocks them on Monday afternoon.
Yeah.
Does that encourage friendships? Hi guys.
Hello.
Good to be back.
Yes, we're happy to be back. Bunmi, how are you today?
I'm alright.
It's quite an upbeat. I don't know. I'm just quite upbeat.
We actually, guys, we just ate rice and stew.
Good.
It's influencing the energy. I have to tell you, I have to be very, very clear. Honesty.
Yeah.
But it's great to be here again, and you're back on another episode of Lifework by Design. Where we discuss, tips and tricks and insights and conversations around growing your career deliberately, because God made you by design. No accident here. So Dara, how have you been?
I've been good.
I can always say this is my friend Dari from Korea.
Thank you. Thank God. You see how I am, Mama Yoruba.
Oh, it's so pretty. And my name is Bunmi.
Thank you. Yeah.
Together we do Lifework by Design.
Yeah, we are. We do Lifework by Design. Yes, and we're very happy to be here today.
Yeah. Did you see the news?
So there's a lot of things that we have a lot of topical
there's one that affects
issues
us on
right
this
now.
show on this
A lot.
conversation.
If you look at it, a lot affects us.
But there's
Which
one that really
particularly?
that woman that was just
the former
out
minister.
of the
Now
ministry.
she's the former minister.
Former minister of
Women
what's even
Affairs,
interesting is not that
Mrs. Uju Kennedy.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's not that she was asked to leave that's interesting. It's how people are reacting to her being asked to leave. I mean, people that she's supposed to work that she was working with.
Yeah.
What's your take?
So I think, honestly, when I saw it, it just reminded me of how people were jubilating when Abacha had died.
That was a real party, guys, on the street.
And I was an 8-year-old at the time.
It was a real party.
And I still felt like, why would everybody always cries when someone passes? Why are we having people jubilating? So when I saw the video on Instagram yesterday, I was like, I don't know. I've listened to the woman once or twice when she had to take the mic off someone to say how they should stop spending money on events. That they stop. That they should stop spending a lot of money on events that can be used to empower people, and that she doesn't see the real impact of having events when there are better things to do with the money that they've been allocated. So I think she might have meant well, but maybe her approach was really wrong. I don't know.
But you know that in our Nigerian context, people who want to drive change, especially in the civil service, are not particularly often really celebrated because you have to go against the grain a lot of times if you want to drive change. But I see what you're saying in terms of maybe the approach, because eventually culture always is strategy for breakfast and lunch and dinner.
True.
No matter how strong the strategy is, if the culture around you
is not
supportive of what you're trying to do,
I agree.
You can have it wherever. It's just nothing's going to happen.
I agree.
We're going to. So I think that in that kind of situation, what might have been more ideal would have been to gradually build a culture that supports the kind of goals, because it's just the first year that is over. Suppose kind of goals that she wants to achieve. So building a culture of excellence gradually. Although of course sometimes if I wouldn't take it by force. So it's a mix.
But we already know now, like if you look at it from if you look back in history, you see that everybody that has come as a leader to want to change things in the way that they think is ideal usually would get some pushback. Like naturally. And it's usually, I think it's there with a lot of change theories and stuff. When someone wants to make stuff happen, like if you're not careful, if you don't do it the right way, you have to navigate. Like you said, the culture usually will eat strategy for breakfast and lunch and everything. But I feel like if you still not want to have a winning strategy, you have to find a way to navigate through culture, and also ensure that these guys that you're trying to change are collaborators with you.
And so that's where we are not to the matter of relationships in the workplace. Because when you get into a place, I don't think the first thing to be consumed by what you want to achieve, as opposed to settling down to know the people you're going to be working with, finding what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, where they thrive, where they struggle, finding their motivations for even maybe cheating or stealing or whatever, such that oiling those relationships put you in the place where you're able to, because they say that a leader that is going by himself and no one is following is not leading, he's taking the stroll. because nobody's coming behind you.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's probably where she struggled. Now it's hard to say because of course we
don't know the full picture
outside. We don't see the news, but it got me really thinking about office relationships, about all the relationships that matter in the workplace. Yeah. So typically people are very particular about their bosses, their line managers. Oh, you want to be nice to that person. You want to prove that you're available, you are dependable. But a lot of times, even the line manager can see through your your act. Yes, you can see what you're doing. You can see that this person may not be that way, because the other relationship that you maintain at the vertical level and this is vertical
horizontal
at the horizontal
top
level,
down vertical
top down and even sideways are critical. Have you been able to navigate relationships in your career so far?
No. Anyways, honestly, I think friendships in the workplace, it's something that you cannot really avoid. I usually read a lot of articles, hear from people who say, oh, your workplace is your workplace. You're not there to make friendships. Your colleagues are not your friends. Yes, ideally, yes. However, we're very practical on this show, right? Let's be like, let us look at things like very deeply. A lot of people, and I'm sure you, Bunmi, before the show, before we go, were on live, you were talking to us about how a lot of friends that you've made in your trajectory have been very, what's the word?
Instrumental. Now? As a matter of fact, all the jobs I've done in my life, there's almost always been somebody that I've worked with before
that will now
linking me up to
so
the new
exactly. So somehow, if they asked you today and say, "Oh, Bunmi, who is that person to you?" You would most likely say, "My former colleague and friend," or something like that, right? So I just believe that the workplace is one of the places that you can make friendships, as it is with a lot of other places in life. And again, much more because the workplace is where we spend a lot of our time. Are we joking? Like we say 9 to 5, 8 to 5. That's on paper. A lot of people do 8 to 8, 8 to 10 p.m. I'm just saying. You spend a lot of time here. So you're just forming, I'm not a robot. I'm going to make friends in the workplace. Yes. Now the question is, where do I draw the line? Which people will be my friends? Which ones would I keep at arm's length? Which one can I draw closer? Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't think, of course, you can make friends in the workplace.
The whole conversation around friendships, is it still friendship if it's so deliberately orchestrated? Isn't friendship something that happens to you? Think about it. We're in the same space, we're working, and then we find that as we discuss, we find like part, and before we know it,
we're friends.
Before we know there's a WhatsApp group of 3 of us or something. Is that how it happens, or do you deliberately say and say, okay, I want to? Because there are people that their career growth plan is friendships. Make friends above, make friends. That's how they plan to grow. So they get into a place the first thing they're asking is, when is your girl's birthday? What does she like for her birthday? Then is their particular, that's their strategy. Is that friendship?
So I think that is, and people that do that, I think it's something that everybody should learn from. I know it's usually sound like, oh please, I don't want to play up office politics. Oh please, I don't want any favoritism. Let's be realistic. In the workplace, a lot of things like are happening. People are mapping out strategies, how they want to go through the ladder. A lot of people are like, okay, this is the person that I want to be with. This person is in a strategic position. I want to be friends with them. Now, the onus now lies on you to know who is genuine and who is not genuine. But like I always say, friendships in the workplace, I think should be encouraged, first of all. But again, the office is not supposed to take responsibility for the kinds of people that you make friends with in the workplace. That one will lie on you, will lie on me. Do you get? Like, I have to decide who I want to be my friend. And if that strategy good or not, I don't think it's bad. So the thing is, it will be bad if you have an ulterior motive. Do you really genuinely care about these people? A lot of workplaces have their internal culture to be about taking care of each other, looking out for each other. Here. We're a family blah, blah, here. Blah. Some people write that on paper on their plaques, and they just put it on the plaques and they just put it on the walls. Some people actually follow it to the T. Like they make sure that those cultures are imbibed in that organization. So I think it's encouraging, because if you're friends with someone, I think, what's the word? I think you would be more disposed to doing your work better. That's what I think. What
about just chit-chatting through office time? Just sitting down together
so now, see, being friends
and chit-chatting. That's something that happens a lot.
No, this is, not being disciplined and having friendships. They're two different things. That's not what we are doing. Bunmi, you tell me. No, that's not what we are doing, no. You know how people say, so this is the thing, right? I remember I'm not going to mention any names because, please. But I remember that there were some sectors of I don't know, I had an idea of some workplaces in my head after school, and I just told myself I will never work in this kind of
environment.
Not because it's maybe as a consultant later in future, oh, by all means, but that sector I just felt like nah, because you go there like Mrs. Kiriko, oh, she working in Yalano, oh wow, I thought TV. Then they start eating porridge in the morning, they gist through all the day, they carry their bag 3 p.m. they're out. I'm like, that is not work. And then you want the employers to pay you, right? You want them to pay you, and then you feel like Molobishe. You didn't go to work, you went to gist and you went to play. Let's know what we are. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the difference.
So, but you know that a lot
establishing friendships is
a lot of things go down in office banter.
Yeah.
If we are being practical.
Yeah, true.
A lot of gist. The whole concept of office bestie is a real concept where somebody wants to sack somebody, for instance, and you're HR. Your office bestie in finance, you're already here.
Yeah.
You're then down with his office bestie in admin. Before you know it, half of the company
already
knows that the person that is in the disruption is going to leave.
Yeah.
That kind of thing is an offshoot of office friendship. Have you ever had like a bad case, something going on? And that thing that happens a lot is because we are close.
Yeah.
And we are just in office, we are office bestie. So I tell you that I'm looking out to, I'm feeling like it's time for me to have this interview. Blah, blah, blah. And then you now go and tell line manager.
Oh my God, I'm sorry guys, I'm really laughing because
oh my God, on the way out.
Yeah.
These things happen.
So this is the thing, like I see friendships. Maybe we need to establish what friendships in the workplace mean. You can have friends in the workplace because somehow it just gives you a warmer environment to thrive. I cannot work in a toxic environment. If I work there, I'm not going to last there because I will not be at my best there. It will negate everything that I stand for. However, you can develop friendships that will just make the work, like I said, just go smoothly and everybody's happy and we are doing the work. So that is different from not being disciplined. That is different from always having information from the grapevine and not having a central comms channel that passes like that information out to everybody and somebody is now gossiping. That's different. That's also different from being in discipline. I mean, during work hours, you're gisting. One or two, chit chat here and there and you're working. Once in a while it drops, that kind of thing, yeah. But that you just leave work and you're gisting and you focus and work is going and there's a lot of deliverables and you're missing deadlines. No, that is not even, let's not call it friendship. That is just being shared. That's just being, naughty.
So don't get me wrong, personally, as a person, I've had like some great workplace friendships. I think everywhere I've worked, I've had like some quality friendships. I remember my friends.
We should come and learn from you actually.
If I hear, that's the thing. I don't even really consider myself. I don't think I put a lot of effort into relationships the way I should. So I feel like I've been in the room with some pretty cool people that I could have maximized
such connections,
more. But I find that eventually friendship finds me in the workplace. So like 2 or 3 cool or 3 people. I mean, there's someone that my daughter still, we exchange children in our houses. Like, let the kids go to your house, let the kids come to my house.
That's so cool.
And we meet at work. There are people that we plan travel trips. Let's go somewhere. And we met at work. So there can be wholesome friendships. I think the key thing is that if your values are sincere and they are true, they actually shine.
You can actually
and
shine
people
through
of like minds
will gravitate towards you. I agree.
Yes. And it's such a critical thing for growth because it helps for that balance in your life. I agree. It helps for something to look forward to at work. It helps for second perspective. Sometimes you are actually in the wrong. You're doing something that, as long as I can tell you, babe, I'm in your corner, but this that you're doing is not going anywhere. Or the way you responded to this person that time, it shouldn't be. You're slacking on this. Now this thing.
I like what you said like previously about how you look forward to going to work. That's what people don't understand. I can't wake up in the morning and be having palpitations and be going to the hospital very regularly to go and be checking my heart rate or my BP because I'm working somewhere, right? So I think it's very important that we like friendships are developed in the workplace. But again, like I said, maybe I'll say developing friendships and also ensuring that if you're a leader, you're listening to this, you have a friendly work environment. You know what I mean? Where people can just be their best selves. And of course, like I said, everything would have to have too much of everything is bad. So because we're trying to make a friendly workplace does not mean people should be naughty. People should be indisciplined. You're talking about supposed to be working. You're gossiping up and down. No, let's be, the culture is the culture. It's only if you are now intentionally breeding such disrespectful internal culture, which I think is very bad.
Like our culture here is do anyhow.
No, please.
So how do you know when you've crossed the line from colleagues to friendship?
Maybe you tell me.
How do you know? How do you know that? So this person is no longer now a colleague. This lady is now a friend, or this guy is now a friend. Because personally, I know that lots of offices have the anti-office romance clause.
So the offices do. I don't think they do. I just think they say when you eventually romance each other and you're getting married, somebody has to leave. But I don't think, of course, people will meet each other. It's only if you're having an only girls, only guys. Oh, well, nowadays, you don't even know again.
Everything is messed up.
No,
because I feel like the office is a good place to actually meet your partner, because you get to see them in a lot of
natural, that's a natural environment.
Like you won't see them normally.
Pretense,
whatever.
Yeah.
Generational differences again. There's a generation now that deletes Teams on Friday and installs it on Monday. A generation that blocks everybody in the office on Thursday night and unblocks them on Monday afternoon. A generation that you cannot follow me on social media if you work together. Does that encourage friendships? Do you think they are? Because those people will say, I'm trying to draw the line. I'm trying to separate.
So again, don't forget.
There's my life and there's my work.
But Bunmi, what do you think about such people? Like when people do that, do you think?
I don't know. I'm not the generation. Maybe I can't relate.
Well, I don't know if I'm in that. I'm not. Well, millennials will be stop it. But what I'm trying to say is, see, guys. First of all, everybody has some baggage. This might be a fallacious statement. I don't know, but don't quote me. But my point is, everybody is coming from somewhere. Some people may have been badly burned where they're coming from. And you know what? Going forward, this new office, everybody mind your business. Face your phone. Face my computer. I go home. Don't be in my business. I'm not in your business. And then you get. So I do not think anybody has the right to decide how people should take friendships in the workplace. Nobody can actually. We're only just encouraging that it's a good thing, right? So for me, I think I got to a point where I wanted to be like that, but I couldn't.
I wanted to be like,
because Saturday, Sunday, I'm in church, you're getting calls. I'm not. There's some offices that are. You need to see, this is the thing. People do that because it's a mental health. The fact that our parents went through hell and back does not mean because they came back from hell. Because most of them are, if not, they would have stayed in hell. But they are. The point is, we now feel like it's also okay. What? No.
But Dara, have you met a great person who has done fantastically well in their careers, who didn't have to bend over backwards? With their schedules and everything.
So that's the thing, they always say that there's no longer work-life balance, it's now work-life integration, all of these stories. You have to bend over backwards, but I also feel like if you look at what's it called now, we're already approaching in fact we're already in the boundaryless world where the lines are no longer everything is now coming together.
People have their page that is for corporate purposes. Like, this is the page I can share with my colleagues. This is the page I can share with my guys.
I know someone right now, as you're saying this, but I'm not mentioning names. But what I'm just going to say is that everybody has the right to decide who and who in their circle. And I also agree that some people we all have to like go the extra mile to get to the heights that we want to reach. But Bunmi, again, everybody's shouting mental health. I was listening to one of the videos of Femi Lazarus, and I was listening to a lady who's a flight attendant or something. And she's gone through hell. I mean, she went through a lot in her parents' house or something. So she's doing good. She looks like she's doing good and stuff. But everybody has a lot of things that they deal with. Do you get? You don't know if somebody has maybe 4 women, stepmothers, beating her in the house. I'm just thinking. Always calling her name. She's already scared. She gets to the office. You're doing the same thing. And you're saying, oh, you want to grow. Don't you know that you have to bend over backwards? Don't you know that? Hello, she would grow, yes. But she has a lot of things she's dealing with. This thing, everybody always comes. There's always something that may trigger somebody's trauma. You don't know. Do you understand? So, of course, there's some people that do it in a naughty way. Let's be realistic. But at the same time, I'm just trying to give grace to some people that do it like authentically and for good reasons.
Actually, the task of guarding your heart and guarding your energy and guarding your emotions is solely on you. It's your role to find your tribe and to be true to them. It's your role to block out whatever can actually drag you down. So the charge is to be at peace with all men. Doesn't mean you have to be so close with men. I always give an example of Jesus. Jesus was a very organized guy. The guy had like inner circle. James, John, and Peter. He now had the 12. He now had the 72. For he now had the multitude.
I call it the concentric circle of relationships.
Layers.
Like
so even in the workplace. So for instance, I have there are 2 ladies that I met like two jobs ago, and they're really close to my heart. Like, very, very wholesome ladies.
Yeah.
Like, I encourage you to do more. We as much as discuss, and this job, they're offering me this amount of money. And it's okay. Nobody's feeling why you earn that much, why you know. Everybody's
it's like a safe
it's like a safe place. And if I go way back, I can, those things are important. I mean, when you're self-sabotaging, people that say, no, I don't think you understand just how fantastic you are. People who are there to support you on every project, think that this person is going to show up. And they're going to understand you. Like, they always say that I'm the last person to see the WhatsApp message. Like, if you send a WhatsApp message,
of course, Bunmi,
like
yes.
2 or 3 days grace before I come around to seeing it. But there's love in the space that, you know, and it's growing. It's a place where we can say, oh, this thing you're doing is not working. So nobody was designed to do life alone. Nobody really goes far when they go alone. See David, you need an ally.
But you know that even with the ally that David had, Bunmi, Saul, see this Saul matter. Saul was supposed to be a friend or father figure, story. But my point is, he knew when to give space.
Yes, he knew when.
Do you get what I'm saying?
But wisdom is giving some space for maintaining friendships with Jonathan.
Yeah.
I'm not just cutting away the whole bunch.
But you know why he did not cut away the whole bunch? Because Jonathan had sense. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Jonathan, so you know how people say, oh, you don't trust me? I'm like, can you earn people's trust and stop asking that they trust you?
I understand you.
Jonathan earned David's trust enough for him to say, you know what, okay, I'm keeping you close, but you, uncle, father, please, can you be far away? So, yeah. So let people, like, prove.
I actually agree with you, that because even scripture says that he that we have friends must show himself friendly. But just don't throw the baby with the bathwater. Don't throw everything out. Don't figure that because I had this bad experience here or here, everyone is to be dealt with. So if you have a story about office friendships, or you met your boo in the workplace. I met my boo in the workplace, by the way. Story for another day. How I married my boss. If you guys ask me enough.
Oh my God, that is a whole episode.
I just might tell you.
Oh my God, people are going to click.
Don't try this at home.
Are you sure this will not be our highest?
What's your highest
views? By the time we do that,
boss?
Because okay.
Why are you marrying your boss, guys? It was so hectic. It was such a hectic situation. Sometimes you want to go for lunch, somebody will not go downstairs first. I was like 20 minutes in the car. That person will not go down. So, very hectic.
Are you for real?
Don't try this at home.
But I think it must have also made work quite more interesting.
Yeah, but then it's not about the lines too. Which can happen in friendship where we're having a work conversation like it's open. We are brainstorming, and I feel like because you're my guy, you should take my side.
But and the guy like no, very objective.
I call one appraiser that because it was my boss. We're supposed to do appraisal, so we're supposed to have an appraisal meeting. Yeah. Very awkward.
You should write a book, you guys.
Very awkward situation.
Oh my God.
That's the thing. Don't put your friends in a bad place too with your bad behavior. Don't make it difficult to be your friend. Because if I'm your guy and I have to make a decision, I owe it to the oath I signed when I joined the job. I owe it to my value to do what is right. But I also want to be your guy. Shouldn't be difficult to be your guy.
Okay, so but with all this thing that you're saying, Bunmi, I won't even lie to you. I feel like staying on this but no, we won't.
What
because of this.
Yes,
like I know Mr. AK is always for me, serious and just. But this is another episode we're going to have.
Guys, so take care of me. See you next time.
No, we're not going yet. So now the thing is, how do we know when it is time to bring somebody closer at the workplace? So this is the thing. We have established that it's good to have a friendly workplace. I mean, like everybody, should not walk as though like that, and very uptight and as though we can't breathe. Number one. Number two is now, okay, when you want to really form good friendships in the workplace, when do you know that this person, like, it can be inside my circle? What are the things to look out for? What are also the red flags to say, you know what, arm's length, thank you.
So I think that everybody situations show people for who they are. And I always say that when people show you who they are, believe them.
Yeah.
So when you come to circumstances and the person is acting this way or that way, or somebody goes out of their way for you, or somebody says something in a way that you will have said it, or somebody shows a value, there are friendships that you have to walk up to the person. I'll give an example of a friendship that happened for me in the workplace. She was a new recruit, and I thought she had the right energy, but hey, it was cool. Hi. So, but then, random, I had a dream about something that was going to happen to her in the future.
Wow.
But I didn't really share. But based on the positions that we held in that circumstance, we would work together a lot. So when the time now came when she was talking about that, I said, you won't believe I actually dreamed about this.
Like, just said it like that.
And that's how friendship happened. Because, but I don't think you force anything when it comes to human relations. I think there's a lot of wisdom in letting things happen.
And
of course, when opportunities come, check it. Have conversations and say, oh, I like the way you do this. I admire each other. They say women always drag each other down. I don't know about that thing. All the women in my corner are very solid. Yeah. I've been very blessed not to have women that are trying to, because they say, women are your worst enemies.
Excuse me.
I've had women both above, beneath, wherever around, who are trying to, pull you up. Yeah. So it's a simple thing. That your presentation was fire. That was very good. Well done. I admire the way you work. Very honest, very sincere. You always give it. You always look so amazing. I'm on your makeup. It's on all the time. And then somebody walks up to say, can you pray with me about this thing?
Yeah.
Life just really happens. If you are honest and you're without yourself.
With everything you're saying now, I think is somehow dependent on the kind of energy that you give out. See, for you now, for example, so when you're telling someone, Bunmi is someone that will always say, oh, you look good, oh, you look. So people already see how vulnerable you are with that situation. Like, you're able to say, this is how I feel about what you're doing, and it's really good. And you have no airs around it. You're not envious. You're not feeling bad. You're not sulking. You're not feeling.
You're so doing feel
like, oh, I can open up to this lady. And this lady, she's pure. Some people do amazing stuff in the workplace, and they don't even get to say well done. You're in the same space. You guys probably worked on the project together. They see you dressed up, and everybody's prepping you up to say, are you ready? You're doing this now, and they just carry face.
But the thing is
all
that
of the subtle,
you're doing good does not reduce my doing good. We can all do good together. And if one person is winning, actually, it opens the door for all of us to also win. So that's like the first thing first. Where we see as a competition, a cutthroat. If the Yorubas will say, "Toba, kota," like it's really not that deep. It's just work. I don't even think anybody really thinks about you when they go home.
Yeah.
I think that they have.
The family, everything's to go and really deal with when they get home.
So if you're in that place, it's just so if this person is doing amazing work, even if you are struggling in that area, it just means to say, babe, if they try, how do you do this? Show me the way. Cut soap for me. Is that what they say these days?
so cut soap for me. I think I completely agree with you. I personally usually like to make every workplace that I am in very warm. Like, it's very important. I mean, when I leave a place, people usually would call me to say, oh, Dara, remember you for this, and they laugh at me and say, oh, Dara will say this, oh, Dara will do this, Dara will do it, because I just feel like it has to be warm. Like, let it be live. It can't be dull. Like, there has to be something like a gist, or somebody we're eating together, or we are hanging out. Something has to, like, we can't just be there. So now we've said all of these things. Before we round off this episode, what are the red flags to look for? Like, top 3 red flags. In the workplace,
gossiping about somebody else to you, they are gossiping about you to somebody else.
Rule of thumb.
It always works. If somebody is bringing some premium gist, so there is gist that is, guys, at that meeting, but if it is, you won't believe, who is sleeping with who is that girl, she's always, who does she think she is?
Who is sleeping with who,
That kind of gist.
But you know, funny, Bunmi,
if they bring
I'm sorry, but things that happen, all this
reject it.
Bunmi, I'm sorry to interject, but people that do all these things in the office, I don't know, maybe I'm slow or something, but
last man.
I'm the last to know. I'm not even joking. I'm the last to know. So I'm like, oh wow, and I'm probably there. I'm like, hi, hello. But things I'm like, oh what? I remember during NYSC, just a little joke here and there. So somebody were doing their thing, and I had no idea. I was in the midst of that group. Do you know what I knew? 2 years after NYSC.
To the pure, all things are pure.
Oh my God! Like, they were like, they sabi, and I was like, oh wow,
all things are pure. So that's really one red flag always. If they
gossip
have
to you about somebody else,
some gist about somebody else. It's a different case where we're discussing
about you.
A meeting, or how a policy affects us, or somebody that we both work with. I try to understand the person. But if they're bringing like malicious gist about somebody else to you, they are taking malicious gist about you somewhere else. There's that. Secondly, is if they're trying to use you to cover their bad behavior.
No, let's say that again.
If they're trying to use you,
give
for example,
scenario.
You're my guy now, so I know that you're not supposed to register people who don't please. So just chill. So there's a deadline for this thing, and so your desk. But you're my guy. Just wait. It's toxic.
That I don't like it.
Using you to try to cover up bad behavior.
That can you just do what you're supposed to do and not make the mix.
And then the other red flag. The red flag is when they are holding opportunities from you. So we're in this thing. Let's go and have lunch. We'll carry bag. We'll go and have lunch.
My God.
Let's go and drink tea.
This is so cool.
But when it's time for something that can help all of us, you're
just by yourself.
You're not sharing. You're not trying to.
Yeah.
Or you're bringing all the gist. about your own life and growth, and you don't know nada
about the other person.
And these same rules work for relationships everywhere. So it is. If this person does something, so what's happening? And like, so how far you? Don't mind me, Jare. And it's nothing that you said.
I think I agree with you.
And
I'm sure you've learned one or two as you're listening. Like these are things to really write down and to really observe. I think so? Yeah, mine will probably be disrespect. I mean,
yes,
talking down on people. And funny enough, you don't have to talk down on me. As long as you start talking down on other people consistently, it's not like maybe you're having a bad day and it's your habit. I just get angry. And I've had cases where even my boss told me that you have to calm down, because I'm always like carrying other people's matter on my head, like always wanting to be the spokesperson for someone else that is being treated unfairly. And they're like, Dara, we get you, but this person also has to learn how to use their voice and speak for themselves. So disrespect, I know we're here to work, do the work. I don't care. We're here to do the work, but can you speak?
Can we do the work properly?
Yeah, can you be kind? Can you this kindness thing? People always feel like Dara, beg you be the kind. People will not do their work. See, this is the thing. Kindness also means
doesn't have to be
if you are the boss and you have the power to. Kindness also means showing somebody the door when they are not.
Yes.
Because if you just leave, I don't want to treat you in some kind of way, but you're not doing your work and you're not fulfilling your whatever to the company. So can you just leave?
Yeah, that's kindness. Sometimes kindness
is
relieving them of the responsibility. So they
can focus on what matters. Or Korean.
Focus on what matters to
exactly.
them.
So, but my point is, but don't be the reason why you are, because people that will learn.
Yes.
The fact that you are shouting and you are shoving things down people's throats
does not mean. Guy now be calling you names and not be.
Does not mean. Yeah.
And then there's not the concept of fire lighting and fire quenching. I mean, somebody came to secondary school when I was munching. I was telling us about the concept of wet blanket. And it's stuck for my 13-year-old mind. It still works for me for now.
Yeah, what's that?
A wet blanket is somebody that pours cold water on your hot ideas. You know how you're jittering. We can change the word to just tell you, but you're so short.
I think this has to be on some infographics on this
wet blanket
screen.
So your friends with fire lighters. So that even when you have a little flicker of fire, when they come, the energy lights it up. That's friendship.
But the ones
they just I don't think you should go and meet a girl, because
I have people
wet blankets, fire quenchers, you cannot go far when they surround you, because they have a problem for every solution. They have an excuse for every idea.
That is can you say this again? Can you increase your voice for those at the back?
And they will keep it. You need fire. You also need to be a fire lighter yourself. Someone that when ideas come around, if it comes little, it leaves great.
I agree.
And when people are struggling to find their feet, but wet blankets, oh no, that's the hardest energy to deal with. Someone who is not going anywhere and is trying to keep everybody
in my own career trajectory. Bunmi, I won't lie to you, I have learned to, especially when they're at my level, a little bit above, or maybe I've learned to spot them. I've learned to see them and then just you know what,
no, I can't
don't do this.
I can't do
so even with people that report to me, I say, when I tell you this idea does not work, feel free to ask me why.
Why?
Because that's how you learn. You can't just tell me it doesn't work. What do you mean it doesn't work? Why doesn't it work? Tell me why it doesn't work.
It's not poppy.
Because how do I learn what I have to learn?
Alright, guys, such a nice conversation we've had. Thank God for friends and great workplace environment. So we want to hear your stories about your friendships and everything. And if you want us to talk about this friendship thing more, maybe on a personal level, maybe at your work, let us know. Let us know what you are struggling with, what you've learned, and what works for you. And we're going to be here again very soon on Lifework by Design. Drop a question in the comment box to see if you actually watched the end and you're able to answer. See you. Keep living by design. Bye.